people destroying it. In Chicago, people got punched at the communion rail in church because parishes worried about African Americans coming in.
Most Chicagoans of a certain age have a vague memory of blockbusting, which was when speculators would come into white urban neighborhoods and say, Black people are coming, we're going to buy your property for a little less than you paid for it, but you'll be lucky to get out at all.
One of the tools that real estate developers used was restrictive covenants and deed restrictions, which in some cases very explicitly said this property may never be owned by or never be inhabited by anyone not of the Caucasian race.
As much as it was about race, the color that also played a big role was green.
They wanted to keep the Black neighborhoods Black. They wanted to keep the white neighborhoods white so that there was confidence in the stability of the market, because these programs came about in the wake of the Great Depression when home values and the financial sector was thrown into upheaval.
Author and Virginia Tech history professor Liddell Windling is also one of the core collaborators of Mapping Inequality, Redlining in New Deal America. It's a website based on documents that detailed how 150 different cities were redlined. The research for the project led right back here to Chicago. At Northwestern University, where in the 30s economists and the National Association of Realtors worked together to establish best practices for the growing profession of real estate. So after surveying realtors at the time, the federal government's Homeowners Loan Corporation classified neighborhoods into 4 distinct categories that range from A, which was seen as the best, areas like Lake Forest and Evanston, B, still desirable, and C, undesirable. And then the worst was D, hazardous.
Their model for how American cities developed was based on the model of Chicago.
If you look at the way housing works in America, you can see how things ended up this way. Once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Like its effects on wealth. Home ownership is the primary way Americans create wealth. Well, discrimination in housing is the major reason that Black families up and down the income scale have a tiny fraction of the wealth that the white families do. Even white families with less education and lower incomes. For almost 30 years, 90% of FHA loans were handed out to white borrowers. Not only were Black neighborhoods redlined, and the Fair Housing Act selectively enforced, if at all, but it's still in the present times much more difficult for a Black person to get a mortgage loan than a white person.